So we're just going to open up R2. Enable conf t. Now we have to tell R2 how to get to not only this network that it's not directly connected to, but also the other network it is not directly connected to. So what is that going to look like? We're in our global config mode, IP route. Which network? You guessed it. Let's do R1's network first, or its little LAN. This little LAN of mine. 255.255.255. That's a /25, so that's a 128. Which interface, if you're sitting on R2, where are we going to be going? We're going to be doing a recursive static address, so that means we're going to give the address of the interface on the next hop router that we're going to, which would be that guy right there. This is the SC000. Like I said before, on this type of slash notation for this network, this is either going to be a 3 or a 4. So we know that this is a 3, so this has got to be the 4. But let's just look it up. 4194. Okay, so that's 172.31.1.194. Enter. Should get our points. Ta-da! You have successfully done that. So let's press our up arrow, and we're going to do this network now. We're going to add a static address for that guy. So let's see. The network address is 128, so let's change that. The slash notation is a 26. We've got to change that to a 92. And now, are we going to be going to the same next hop router? No, we are not. We're going this direction now, and the next hop router interface that we're going to be shooting this packet gun at is right there. So what is that network interface? Our network is 172.31.1.196/30 notation, so that's either a 7 or an 8. So let's check it out. And what is this on there anyway? This is a triple. There's a double 1 or double 0, then a 1. Okay. So it's an 8. Now we know that. 8. Enter. Okay. We got some more points. That's wonderful. I love it. Just love it. So now R2 knows how to get to both of these stub networks. Do you think that PC1 would be able to ping this network now? It should. 254, if I'm not mistaken, is the address of PC2. Look at that. It works. So now not only does R1 know how to forward the packets, those pings, to PC2, but R2 knows how to forward the replies back to PC1. That's great. Just love it. Okay, let's pull up R3 now. Let's do the same thing. Well, I guess we can answer these questions. Which command only displays directly connected networks? Okay, show. We're in the global config, so you have to hit do first. If you wanted to not press do, you'd be exit. Just be on the regular privileged executive mode and hit show IP route, and then you have to put an output modifier. So if you want just the ones that are directly connected, you hit connected. And it'll just give you the ones with the C's on it. Which command only displays the static routes on the routing table? That's going to be the same thing, except your output modifier is going to be static. You guessed it. It's going to give you just the static routes. When viewing the entire routing table, how can you distinguish between a directly attached static route and a directly connected network. Show IP route. They've got the C's and the S's. So the C's are directly connected. And another little hint is any directly connected route is going to have the exit interface. All the S's are your static routes, and those are going to be, they're not going to have that exit interface. They're just going to have a hop router. Now, you will, if you do a fully configured or fully distinguished, let's see, directly attached static router. Yeah, if you do one that's completely configured, you'll have the exit interface and the next hop router, but it'll say directly connected, but it'll still have the S for static. So anyway, let's go on to our next thing. We've configured default route on R3. Poor little R3, always last. Enable T. Okay, what does it want us to do? How does a default route differ from a regular static route? Configure a default route on R3 so that every network not directly connected is reachable. Okay, so a default route is different in this respect. When a packet is presented to the router that it has no idea what network it's associated with, it will by default send it to the next hop router. Okay, so what does that look like? Quad zeros. It doesn't have to, if it doesn't match any network, it'll know that this is, and the subnet mask is the same, all zeros. So the host portion is all zeros, the network portion is all zeros. It doesn't have to match anything. So if the router doesn't know what to do with this packet, it will send it to where? It's going to send it to the next hop router, that interface right there. So that's 172, of course. 31.1. Now let's see, is that a 7 or an 8? Because on this network, slash notation is 30. Let's see, R2 on this interface is 7. So let's do that. .197. Enter. We should come up with our last little bit. 60. Got it. Man, it's nice to be good. That or lucky. Okay, how is a static route displayed in a routing table? Oh yeah, do show IP route. Static default route is with an S, but a default's got this thing, candidate for a default, right there. And it says if you don't know what to do with it, send it to R2. He'll figure it out. Okay, document the commands for explain a fully specified route. Now, I was kind of touching on it earlier. A fully specified route. Now, Packet Tracer, this version of it anyway, doesn't support this, so it's not going to work. But I will show you what a fully specified route would look like. If you want to do IP route, and we're just going to pick some random route, okay? We'll say this guy right here. So 172.31.1.0. That's the network we're trying to hit. It's a /25. 8. We're going to give it both an exit interface, which would be the serial link right here. That was the S0/01, excuse me. And not only the exit interface, but also the next hop router. So that's the 172.31.1.197. Now we're going to hit enter. Uh-oh, we got a little problem right there. Doesn't like that. So this version of Packet Tracer doesn't support that. They know about it. That's why they said on the next line, write a fully specified R3 from R3 network to R2 and R1. Do not configure that route, just calculate it. Now, if it was R3 and R1, I mean, we did R1 route or R1's LAN. But they say just calculate it, don't write it down because it doesn't work in this version. So what?